Hey everyone, in this demo we're going to be calling Spotify's web API and using its search function using Kotlin. It was kind of hard to set up, but that's okay. I'm going to make it easier for you guys. So the first thing we got to do is download the IntelliJ IDE. You don't really need to, but it's a lot easier because all the Kotlin support's baked in. JetBrains were the ones that made Kotlin, so they're going to make sure the experience on their IDE is good. So you just go to the download page. I'll link it in the GitHub repository that we're using and in the video, so you're going to be able to get it. So I have an Apple Silicon Mac, so I'm just going to download that. It's going to throw our download. I already have it installed, so I'm just going to move on. But then we're going to go to my GitHub repository for this. Just like any other repository that you're downloading or cloning onto your system, you're going to want to put it somewhere that you know and can easily get to. So I'm just going to throw it into my downloads folder. Give me one sec. So it's not very big. It'll be fast. There is one more thing that we need to do before we're totally ready. You're going to want to go to the Spotify developer dashboard. You can just Google it. I'll have the link in the description and in the GitHub, so don't worry about it if you are scared of searching stuff on Google. But you're going to make an account, and then you're going to log in. I've already logged in a ton, so it just remembered me. But yeah, once we're here, you're gonna create an app. We're just gonna call it, hey, it's right there from another attempt of this video. We're just gonna call it the Kotlin API test, and we have to put a description in, so this is a project. Cool. You're gonna agree to the developer terms of service, blah, blah, blah. Press create. Awesome, we're here. I don't really care if you see my client ID token and client secret token because I'm just going to delete this right after, but don't share this with other people. This is like your handshake with Spotify. Don't share it. This is for you, not anyone else. But yeah, if you want to share this with anyone else, tell them to make their own. And don't push it up to GitHub. All right, so now we're ready to open up our IntelliJ IDE. So it's just gonna boot up. We're gonna do open. Mine's in my downloads folder. It's right here. Open that folder. And it's gonna take a little bit, so I think I'm gonna pause the video and just jump it back to when we can use it. So 1 second. All right, so I was actually wrong, but that's okay. You're going to want to go to the Spotify API handler. It's going to be in source, main, and then in the Kotlin folder. And you'll see that there's a spot for us to put our client ID and client secret. So now we can just go to our Spotify website right here, copy our token, shove it in there. Grab our other token and shove that one in here. This is the part that's going to take a long time. The first time build is kind of weird, but after that it's all good. So I'm just going to build this, pause the video, and come back after it's built and running. But yeah, I hope it goes fast for you guys. All right, now we're back. This is what it's going to look like when it's running. It's super simple. I didn't want to do anything complicated. This is just a proof of concept for a bigger project later. I just want to get it to work. But for the sake of this demo, let's just look up an artist name. I like the Beatles, so I'm gonna look up the Beatles. You can look up anybody you want. I don't think it needs to be case sensitive. Spell it wrong. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna spit out the top 50 results. It's gonna give us the name of the artist or band, the name of the song, the length of the song, and the link to the song. Now, if you have Spotify Premium, you can just click this and listen to it. I'm not going to demo that because I don't want to get in trouble. But if you want to listen to it, that's on you. Sweet. And after that, it's going to ask us if we want to do another search. Let's just do another one. We can look up user profiles too, which is kind of interesting that the API lets you do. We're just going to look up my profile. Mine's lame. I don't really use Spotify, but for some reason I have 5 followers. That's my name, and this is the link to my Spotify page. There's nothing on it. Oh, I got Rave Case here. Shout out to them. They're a good band. But yeah, I bet you're dying to know how this works now. So I'll step you through the main function and collect all the information as we go. Let me just see we're not doing another search real quick. Sweet. Let's get that out of the way. All right, so this is where we start our program. We're going to build the API so we can use the API, and that's going to be inside of the Spotify API handler. It might seem redundant to have this right now, but if I want to add another API in the future, I can just put it in this little class container, and it'll be a lot easier to call in the future. So do that with your code, future-proof it. It's really nice. Object-oriented programming. So it has our build call, the user search call, and the track search call. You can configure them here. There's not too much to configure with those, which is really nice. And then we're initializing our other classes. We have a display handler and a query handler. They are pretty self-explanatory. The display handler is just going to take care of all of our displaying text and formatting it so it looks not ugly. And then our query handler is going to grab the search information from the user so we can actually use this API. So it's going to throw us into a loop, and the first thing it's going to do is find the query. So let's go to the query handler and find that function, or method, sorry. So in here, it's going to use a when statement expression. I keep forgetting what it is, but it's just like a switch from other languages. So it's going to check if I entered in a number that corresponded with one of the options that I had up there. And if you don't, then it's just going to restart that loop. So it's going to just keep doing it until you do what it says. I probably should put an exit thing in there, but that is past this demo. I don't want to do it. So yeah, it's going to grab our search info, then it's going to save that. It's going to check if it's a user one or if it's a track one here, because they're different API calls, they're different API calls, so I couldn't just put them all in one place. I really wanted to, but I'm sure there's a way I could, but this is just easier. It's going to run through it. This is for the user. It's going to check if that user even exists. If it doesn't, it's just going to tell you that user doesn't exist, pretty much. Otherwise, it'll display those results. Or if it's not a user, it's going to display the track results. So let's go into one of those. Let's go to the display handler and go to the display user search results. So when you call the API and store the information, you can't just print it. I mean, you can, but it's just a bunch of information. Some of it's totally useless to you, probably. So I made a function to parse all that. It looks ugly, but it's basically just going through each item in that custom object that they created. I thought it was going to be a JSON, but it wasn't. And I'm just cherry picking the things I want, the things that you saw displayed. So the name, the artist, the runtime length of the song, and then their URL to the page. It's kind of funny. It spits out the time in milliseconds, so that was silly. So I had to fix that, but yeah, it's gonna get our results, parse them, and then spit them out on the screen, and it's just gonna keep doing that until we say don't do it anymore. So yeah, it's pretty customizable. I mean, if you want to see other stuff like the album name, I really don't think there's much other information that it gives actually. I know there's nothing else that it really gives for the user, but I don't know. If you want to tinker with it, clone the repository, play around. It's I don't know how hard it is to break it, but try not to. Um, yeah, if you were trying to use this and this helped, then I'm really happy. I would appreciate a thumbs up. Yeah, if this helped, awesome. I hope you have a good rest of your day. See ya.